Hey guys, seeing how Supergirl is about to come out within a month, and Superman came out almost a year ago now. Wow, time really flies. Anyways, because of that, I wanted to react to this video for a while now, and it's been on my reaction playlist, and I just wanted to see what's going on. The title says the Gunn cult is full cope mode over Superman. It's made by AmazingAnimation, and I think it's talking about how the people who defend Superman are acting, and let's just react to it.
What's up, guys? Today we have got to talk about this James Gunn cut base, okay? Because that's what they are. This fan base of Superman movie, they are worse than the Snyder cuts, okay? I'm gonna be honest with you. These people are like the worst of the worst. They're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. The vast majority of people who saw this sneak peek for Superman, they didn't really like it, all right? The vast majority, because the first trailer set a more serious note. That's what the first trailer did. The whole scene with Krypto and Superman was a very serious note. He was injured, dog was there to help him. This second sneak peek trailer completely destroys that tone. They have it more of a comedy. And then if you start reading the leaks, then it's like, oh my God, this seems to be nothing more than just a bunch of jokes. That's what the problem is. And then when you go back and look at the other trailers, you see, Green Lantern, his goofy self, and it's like, this whole thing is about to be a dumb-ass joke.
The irony. Now that it's actually been out for like almost a year now, it actually was one of the best movies of 2025, I gotta say. It was actually pretty fucking good. It's literally the poster in my wallpaper still to this day. I like it very much. It was actually a breath of fresh air from that fucking Henry Cavill Superman, who was so fucking boring. It's just, Zack Snyder is like Nolan. Like, they both are just terrible superhero movie directors. Yes, you're gonna hate me for saying that, but Dark Knight was a good detective movie. It wasn't a good Batman movie. It's nothing to do with Batman at all. It took away everything that makes Batman cool, basically, except for like the suit. And even that is not as good as like anything. Really, the newer suits are way better.
And let me just say before I continue, I have no dog in this fight. I really don't care, okay? Genuinely don't care when it comes to the whole James Gunn versus Snyder fans. I don't care about that whole rivalry y'all got going on. For me, the only...
Considering at this point, like, James Gunn, to this day, has only, like, made, like, a Peacemaker series. Who gives a shit? Superman movie. Awesome. And a Suicide Squad movie, which is actually the good Suicide Squad. His track record is still, like, short in the DC universe. It's not like you can actually judge this guy based off of what he's doing with the comic characters. Now, when it comes to Snyder, he did 3 movies, basically. You could say 3 movies. And they all suck. Even Man of Steel was just cool at that point in time, in 2013, when evil Superman was a new thing, a cool thing, a hip thing. It was like, it was good. But seeing it now, after Batman v Superman and the Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League, it's just, I'm so tired of this trope. I don't want Superman to be brutish or like serious. If you're ashamed of the comics, well, fuck off. This reminds me of the Marvel way of doing things back in the early 2000s, where they were so ashamed of everything. They removed the suit from Wolverine. They gave the X-Men some basic as fuck suit with a black leather suit with like an X on their necks and shit. It's just stupid. They were so ashamed of the work they were adapting that they couldn't even adapt it properly. Now we're stuck with Hugh Jackman. Hey, he's a cool guy, but come on, as Wolverine, come on. Come on. Jesus. The only movie like I distinctly remember saying, wow, he actually did a good job was Logan. That was because he played like an older version of Logan, which is very, very understandable, a little bit relatable. He's a dad now and stuff like that. But even then, he was like that was not Wolverine. I don't know. It's just odd.
Superman that I recognize is Christopher Reeves. That's really it. That's the only Superman I'm going to put respect on his name. When we look at Brandon Routh, I think he had a bad script and his suit was garbage. When we look at Henry Cavill, I'm sorry, I know a lot of people love Henry Cavill. They love Snyder's take on Superman.
I love how he pronounces the word Cavill. Hello. It's a very Kryptonian way of saying Cavill.
And all this. Listen, for me, this Superman, Henry Cavill's Superman, was nothing more than Batman with an S on his chest. That's how he appeared. There was never a moment in time where I saw this man. I was like, yeah, that's, the Superman I'd look up to and be proud of and be happy, that he was here. No, I'd be like, yo, this man is scary, bruh. This is a scary alien. That's how I would feel because that's how they showed him. The colors were muted. He didn't give off Superman. It wasn't until I'd say, what was that? I think it was the end of Black Adam, where he finally had his S curl, that there was finally some saturation in the suit, but by then they had already gone in a different direction. So I don't think Henry Cavill really was ever given that script so him to be Superman that we all know and love. As far as the costume, I think the costume is leaps and bounds what we have with Gunn. I think by him looking like a dad bod, because that's what he looks like. I get it. They want to humanize him. They want him to be relatable to people. The problem is they are lowering the standards of Superman. That I do not agree with. He has no muscles, bruh. There is no muscles. And I'm just like, why isn't the...
Too many visible muscles is not exactly what muscles is. Like, this guy looks like an athlete. That's what he looks like. He looks like a quarterback. That's 6'4", yeah, he looks like a quarterback. He does not look like Henry Cavill, look like some kind of like hulkish, like every muscle in his body has to be seen and shit. Like, this is not an animation. In animation, it would look boring to look at just a plain body like that. But even then, it works because like in animation, they just widen his shoulders so much. It's crazy. It's crazy. But it still works. In the Justice League it worked. But in the live action, it was just too much muscles, man. Superman does not look like that. Just odd. It's an odd look. He's a farmer and he looks like that.
Ultimate man, Superman that we think of. Why is he...
Actually, he's not even a farmer. He's a journalist. And he looks like that.
Not having muscles. What's the issue with muscles? Is that the patriarchy? Is that, I don't know, toxic masculinity? Like, what's the issue with him just looking like, flat and flabby? That's not a good look for Superman. I don't know what to tell you. The costume is all baggy. It looks like it doesn't fit. Maybe it's his father's. I don't know. Maybe it's a hand-me-down. I don't know what to tell you. But can't you sew or something? All of that looks bad. And then the briefs. The briefs aren't even angled properly. They look like they look like Depends, okay? And I understand the people who love the briefs, but at least get him some actually designed, aesthetically pleasing.
If it was too V, it would have been awkward looking. This was actually pretty good. And it looks more like a boxer than it does like a V pant. And it was awesome.
Using briefs. Those look like Depends. It just doesn't look good. I don't know what to tell you. Now, going back to the trailer, when it comes to the whole comic thing, there are people who weren't fond of that. And then there were people like, oh, so you guys can't have a comedic moment in the film? Is that what it is? You guys are triggered by a comedic moment in the film?
Oh, what does it say? DC Talks. Gunn Superman discourse has gotten so bad that the presence of the comedy is seen as a sign that the movie will itself be a comedy. Touch grass. Superman scene is a bit more goofy than I would have liked, but it's not bad or anything. So there's nothing inherently wrong with the movie being a comedy. I just would have preferred it if it wasn't one.
I'm just like, bro, that's not what people were saying. They were just saying they didn't like how the film, when we see the entire scene, turned out to be night and day from what we saw in the trailer. Like, there was no similarity in the tone and the attitude of the trailer, the original trailer, to this sneak peek, longer extended version.
Crypto. Home. Day we home.
It seems like a lot of people are like completely aggro with any type of criticism towards this film. And it's honestly, it's like reminiscent of like Spider-Man 2, where people were just like, oh, why do you have a problem with this? Why do you have, just be happy, just be happy. I'm just like, yo, I'm not doing that. That's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. When it comes to crypto, as I said, crypto's supposed to be a highly intelligent dog. You want to know what these gun cucks are saying? Well, he's still just a dog. You have to understand, he's still just a dog.
Unfortunately, the New Adventures.
Still just a dog. You have to understand, he's still just a dog.
Unfortunately, the New Adventures comics, writers made him exactly that. No. It didn't start here. Even back in the original Superman run, even back then, the dog was like a goofy, like a funny character. Like, he was hilarious, basically, back in those times. Anyways, he like robbed a bank even just because he wanted to fetch some chain or something. Even the original Action Comics, I think I forgot what number it was, but on the Action Comics Superman, one of the posters was Superman flying while Crypto was flying beside him, but he also was carrying a chain between his teeth, which is attached to a safe, a bank safe. And Superman looks confused and like, what are you doing, Crypto? Type of thing. And Crypto was always a goofball, a goofy character. He's a comedic character. So this makes perfect sense. He's a dog. He's intelligent to a certain extent, but he also has a lot of tendencies to act like a normal dog. Normal canine intellect.
Now, if James Gunn wants to portray Crypto as a dumb dog, I don't have any problem with that. That's his vision of Crypto. But for people to be like, yo, why does he keep on attacking Superman when Superman's clearly hurt? If you want to say, well, he's still just a dog, you're dumb. I don't know what to tell you. No dog, okay, is going to attack its owner when it clearly can see that he's hurt. And then you had people talking about, well, the reason why he's doing that because he's never seen Superman hurt before. Bro, the cope is crazy strong.
I don't think Superman has ever been like that in his world, in this world, I think. This is awful levels of like, he got his ass kicked. That's what that is. I don't think Crypto has ever seen him in that position in this world. I'm not talking about like the old 2005, I think, 2006 version of Superman, where his ass was beat by Lex Luthor using his weakness, basically.
These Gunn fans, bruh. The cope is crazy strong with these Gunn fans. So you're telling me that upon seeing your master, Superman, who's lying on the ground, bruises all over his face, right? That he's not moving, that he's limp. What, you think the dog is like, oh, I guess he's A-okay. I guess this is a game he's playing. I guess he's just playing dead. Like, what? You guys sound stupid. This is the same issue that I face with like Spider-Man fans when valid criticism was given towards a game. They will do these mental gymnastics to try and justify what's going on. What you have to understand when it comes to these cults, because they are James Gunn cultists, right? They're Gunn cultists just like they're Snyder cultists, is that they will not criticize the film whatsoever. And that any criticism, valid or not, just means you're a hater.
No. It's not about criticism or not. It's criticism against, like, being ignorant and criticizing something does not make you like wise or like you saw something that others didn't. No. It just makes you an ignorant criticizer, critic, basically. That's what it is. If you don't know the comics, which a lot of people do and have made videos on this, I'm not saying I'm the biggest expert on Superman. I'm just saying that there are videos on YouTube that describe this very situation in which Crypto acts this way, and you say that's not how Crypto should act, which is canonically true in the comics. That is how he acts. Pretty much like a dog with a certain level of intellect. But if you say that this is not true, if you say that it should not be this way, that you're arguing against the comic book itself and the source material for it. So you're literally fighting a brick wall here, because nobody's going to listen to you over the actual comic people, comic readers. Like, there are experts on that shit. And a lot of them do like the new Superman because it goes back to the original idea of Superman being humorous and funny. This is the closest we've ever gotten to a Christopher Reeves type of Superman in levels of humor and humanity. The only other contender would be the Superman and Lois. I don't think we should ever consider Clark from Smallville Superman. I don't actually consider him Superman. It's just Clark. His only contenders is Superman and Lois, and maybe the 2006 movie Superman Returns. That's it. This went back to the original way of doing things, where he was kind, he was nice, he's human, he was funny.
Which means you're the...
Multiple other things, which were lost during the Zack Snyder and basically the Zack Snyder era.
crazy person. But then we get into his screaming. People are like, oh, well, he has 14 broken bones, a punctured lung, he's internally bleeding. And it's like, where are you getting this from? Where are you getting this from? They're like trying to amplify his injuries to justify him screaming like a little bitch. That's what they're trying to do. And it's weird, bruh. It's truly weird to me.
You can see a person's bruises and tell what kind of injury they have. Like, if I have like a very, very, very purplish rib and it hurts when I breathe, then you can tell maybe this guy has a broken rib. See what I'm saying? Bruises. If I have like a large bruise on my ribs and it's painful when I breathe, you can actually like get to the you can guess what happened there, that I broke my ribs.
I've never seen stuff like this before outside of like this cultist behavior that, I had to deal with when it came to Spider-Man 2. Bro, they were trying to say that, oh, his bones are coming back together. They're trying to act like this is the opposite transformation of the Hulk. Right? You all know the Incredible Hulk where he's like, what is it? Edward Norton's one where he's like, and it looked like his bones are replacing and snapping and everything. They're realigning. That's what they're trying to act like is happening to Superman when the sun is on him. You have to understand that the sun, it's causing the bones to realign and his organs are realigning and it's... Furthermore, are you telling me that Spider-Man is OP? Is that what you're telling me? You want to tell me that Spider-Man is more powerful and more resilient than Superman? Because we have in Spider-Man PS4, bruh, the first one, where this man is swinging. He's fighting crime with 14...
Let's be honest here. Any of the villains from this movie, maybe besides Lex Luthor, can kick the fuck out of Superman. Spider-Man. Any villain, basically, of Superman can kill Spider-Man in a matter of minutes. Just their level of effort would determine what would happen, but still, Spider-Man has no chance with, like, actual villains, like Darkseid. Like, the guy from this movie, I forgot what his name is, his clone. And, Spider-Man has no chance with these, so Superman was OP at some point. He was overpowered, but they tried to nerf him in various different ways. But the only way to properly do a weak Superman, besides like kryptonite and shit, stuff like that, is to use his humanity against them. Basically threatening the lives of the human beings on Earth so that he can do your bidding. If they made a script like that, that would actually work. And I'm pretty sure there are multiple comics about that.
Broken bones. And you wanna know what Spider-Man says? He says some gangster-ish.
Just got a call from the hospital.
Not the same level, brother. Not the same level.
They said you went AWOL.
We need to get back to work.
The doctor said you still have 14 broken bones.
Which means I have 192 non-broken ones.
Now, let's contrast this to Superman. You know, the Man of Steel.
Later on in the movie, it was explained that it was his twin, basically his clone, someone that has almost the same level of power that he does. So it makes perfect sense how this could happen.
I don't know what to tell y'all. Y'all are crazy. Him screaming like a little girl, and yes, he sounds like a little girl. Oh! It's a high inflection. He goes, ah, ah, ah. Like what? Like that's not funny. There's nothing funny about seeing Superman get hurt by his dog. Like unless you got a sadist type of mindset where it's like, oh look, he's hurting him. That's so cute. Like there's nothing cute about that. And him screaming like a little girl, that's not cute either. There's nothing masculine about it.
That's not like a little girl, man. That's just a normal voice. Not every time do you scream with a deep voice. Whoa! No, that's just movie bullshit. No, this actually sounds like a person whose rib was broken and you just touched it. Just hit him in the rib.
And then him getting on the table. Where is this mindset that it hurts to heal?
It apparently causes more pain to heal than the pain from the wounds.
On what planet does this make any sense? It hurts to...
I mean, if you're getting beat the fuck up, sometimes you might not even feel it because like your nerves are like, you are in shock at that point. Maybe it was explained through shock. He was beat the fuck up.
Heal? What are you talking about? Where have you seen this ever? Like, what are we talking about?
In every accident ever.
And then you have these people trying to contrast or juxtapose Henry Cavill screaming and then, what's his name, Corn Sweat screaming. Bro, when Superman, Cavill was screaming, it was when he killed Zod, because it's like, yo, that's the last of his kind.
Not the same thing. That was pain. Like, he was killing someone that was like, that was literally his last line, direct line to Krypton, basically. He was the last person he knew from Krypton. The last person that could teach him its history, basically. Yeah, outside of his father, I mean. He literally killed his entire planet when he killed him. Basically. I know the genes live within him, but that's not what I mean. Anyways, that's a totally different type of scream than being hurt.
And he screamed out in pain. The other time he's screaming is when he's literally fighting something that's supposed to be, more powerful than him. He's fighting the waves and going up. Like, these are epic moments, regardless of...
Still on the offensive there. He's either killing Zod or attacking the World Engine. He's still on the offensive. See, that does not work with me because it's a completely different scream than being hurt, being touched where you're hurt.
How you feel about the movie. Him screaming like a little girl over 14 fractured bones as the Man of Steel. This is not Superman. This is Super Bitch. I don't know what...
No, that's not how it works. Superman has always had weaknesses. Usually in the olden days, they would have used some kind of like kryptonite before hurting him so that he could heal later on or something. Or if you remember on Superman 4 from, I think, 1983, I think. I forgot what his name is, but the lightning guy literally cut him with his nails, hand nails. and it infected him somehow and made him weak. Superman was sick then. Superman has human factors. It's like what Superman has is like a shield, and some things like kryptonite, green kryptonite, weaken that shield. That's what it is. If you make Superman indestructible and unhurtable, you will create a generation that hates Superman as much as the millennials and the Gen X hated Superman. He was always overpowered. They were more into like characters like Daredevil, Ghost Rider, Hellboy right there, Hellboy, because they were like gray characters. You can't really tell if they're good guys, bad guys. There's a discrepancy there. I mean, they have multiple facets. They're not just good. Superman is completely good. That's what he does. And if you can't challenge him based on how good and bad he is, the only thing you can do is you can challenge how strong he is. The way you do this is using maybe other Kryptonians, maybe using kryptonite, maybe using other chemicals that weaken him. Now you can exploit all these to beat him, but once you make him indestructible, that's when you lose him, because people will stop reading him. Because let's be honest, the only reason Superman even exists to this day basically is because of Batman. DC is alive because of Batman. People like Batman because he's a great character. He's not a good guy or a bad guy. He's a bad guy to criminals. He's a good guy to good people. See what I'm saying? Anyways, what I'm trying to say here is he does. I don't think the new Superman should be overpowered. I think he should get hurt. I think he should feel pain, because that makes it more enjoyable.
To tell you, there's no way in God's green earth that you expect me to believe he's taking on any of his rogues gallery. There's no way.
Not true, because this is the young Superman, technically speaking. He's like a couple of years into his career, basically. So he hasn't met like Darkseid and others like him. So even Lex Luthor is like a pretty much new enemy to him, basically. Obviously, he's going to be a reoccurring character within this franchise. Even if this franchise dies in this world, you would assume that Lex Luthor would escape over and over again, like he did within the comics, the Justice League series, and literally every other Superman media. So he would get better at this, but he's just starting out now. Basically, he's a young Superman. I'd say like he's like 10% into his career at this point. He's just starting out.
Crypto. Take me home.
Is this your only gripe with the movie? Like, you've been stuck on this for a while now. It's very odd.
He's not fighting Doomsday. I'm sorry. Can you imagine this Superman going up against Kryptonite? He'd probably just break down and start, crying and just holding himself. Kryptonite. Oh. Like, this is what they're setting him up to be. They're setting him up to be a bitch. And I understand if...
They're setting him up to be young. He's young. He's just starting out, basically. So, probably been just a couple of years at this point. And he's probably been fighting like normal goons, not like Darkseid or like Lex Luthor.
If you think that resonates with people, seeing a grown man, the elite of all men.
I feel like this guy's like the Myron of like the DC, or he kind of looks like Myron, to be honest. He looks exactly like Myron. He looks Sudanese, yeah, a very Myron-looking guy. And also, he talks as if like this guy should be like alpha or something. Superman is a normal human being with superpowers. That's it. He's nothing special. He's not a god. He's not this. He's not that. He's not a Greek god. None of this shit. That's just a comics. In the comics, you can follow any run you want. Superman is a bad guy. Superman is a good guy. Superman is this, is that. Superman is weak. Superman is this. It's probably every version you can ever think of in the comics. But in the movies, we follow the normal Superman, Earth 1 Superman, the normal Superman. And this guy doesn't seem to be understanding the fact that Superman is not a god. He's a human being. He gets hurt.
Superman. He's Superman. To have him as some coddly, screaming little girl.
I could see this Superman growing up to be a Superman and Lois Superman. And I can see that associated with Christopher Reeve Superman. This guy could grow up to be Christopher Reeve Superman. I can see it.
If you think that resonates with Superman fans, you're crazy. If you think that resonates with the majority of little boys and men, you're crazy. If you think that resonates with women, you're crazy. I don't know what to tell you. It's usually
Associate with women. Boy, what the fuck are you talking about? It needs to associate with comic fans and people who actually spend money on this shit. It doesn't have to go after specific demographics such as women. It's a very odd assessment. Like, that's weird. Just like reality shows don't have to appeal to men because it's seen mostly by women. Yes, there are men who enjoy it. You could make it somewhat enjoyable for them too, but still, it doesn't have to be catered to them specifically. It just kind of naturally falls into place.
You know, he, she, they people in the bios who are screaming about this, talking about, oh, you're just mad. You're just mad. And it's like, bro, I know you're still trying to figure out who you are or what you are.
Nigga thinks he's edgy. No, nigga.
Or even if you exist. But like for rest of us who are like, we understand what's going on, this ain't it. When it comes.
For you, it ain't it. You're done. You're out. The Superman you like, Reeves, rest his soul, is gone. He's been long gone. It's been like 40 years. Superman Lois ended. Superman Returns failed. Henry Cavill, as good of a Superman he could have been, was ruined. He's never coming back again. And even if he does, he'll be under James Gunn, and then it will be good. See? But under Zack Snyder, if Henry Cavill ever comes back in any way under Zack Snyder with any type of like weird corporate shit, and if anything happens and he comes back under him, it's still going to be messed up because Zack Snyder has no respect for the comics. He has no respect for the fans. He never, ever had respect for them. I would take away Zack Snyder's camera if I had the power. Zack Snyder should have always been a cinematographer, not a director or writer. He is the best at adapting comic book panels into screen, into motion picture scenes. That's what it is. Movie scenes. He can turn this into that very well. We saw that in 300. We saw that in Watchmen. He's very good at it. But when you give him a fucking pen and pencil, a pen and paper, you're literally just ruining something. Because he's more than likely gonna ruin it. Look at what he did with the Star Wars. Shit, that shit was unwatchable. That shit was awful. Distasteful.
Comes this film, will I see it? Yeah, I think everyone's going to see it. You want to know why? Because it's Superman. It's Superman. Now, having said that, the closer we get to release date, if they don't show more Super than Man, I don't know what to tell you. I think that's going to turn off a lot of people. Okay? Because based off of what I'm seeing, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a scene where Lois Lane is pegging Clark Kent. I wouldn't even be surprised at this point. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised. That's a video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it,
you're reaching.
Kick rocks. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't like. Why are you watching them, bro? Like, get out of here. Either or, hit the like button or hit the dislike button. Comment. Let me know what you guys.
If you ever dislike a video, don't ever dislike it. Still an impression. Maybe YouTube might not recommend it. Maybe it will.
think it's so easy to spot these gun cucks, right? It's so crazy easy. And subscribe, and until next time, guys, keep animating.
Superman was awesome. Came out, and it was actually financially successful. So successful indeed that it launched multiple projects, including what will come out this July, I think, June, I think. It's gonna be Supergirl. It's gonna be tight. Jason Momoa is gonna be playing whatever his name is. Forgot his name. Lobo. Yeah, he's gonna be playing Lobo. He looks exactly like him. I hope he acts like him. But I'm not gonna pretend to be an expert on this. I'm not really an expert on Lobo. So, anyways, I'm gonna watch it in cinemas. Obviously, it's a James Gunn project. Even Nolan projects like The Odyssey, which I have like very large, like very prominent like doubts about. I'm still gonna watch it in cinemas because it's still Christopher Nolan, man. What the hell? There are a few directors that I would actually watch a movie in cinemas for. Quentin Tarantino. James Gunn. James Gunn's still one. Still, I'm a big fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I don't think I've seen the third one. No, I haven't seen the third one, but still, 1 and 2 were pretty good. James Cameron? Hell no. I wouldn't do that, to be honest. Maybe some movies, but not the Avatar movies. No, hell no. There are some directors that I would actually watch a movie for in cinemas, just because they made it. Zack Snyder used to be one of them. Times have changed. Times have changed a lot. Anyways, this is a pretty good video, but it was a bit repetitive, to be honest. He had like 2 gripes with 2 scenes, one with the healing and one with the dog jumping on Superman's back. Both scenes were okay in my book. I don't really care that much. It was an okay scene. It worked well with the movie. I like the comedic aspect of the movie. I hope this continues. I don't think they should go completely Marvel, but I'm not too mad at it, considering what we had before with the Zack Snyder shit. This is a pretty good improvement, and I'm pretty sure that James Gunn is gonna make it better, because he took the first Suicide Squad and make it an actual movie. Because 2021 Suicide Squad, rest in peace, basically died because of the coronavirus, to be honest. But it was a good movie. It was an actual good movie. So many good soundtracks, especially by the Pixies. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is this. James Gunn knows his shit. James Gunn respects comics, unlike Christopher Nolan and Zack Snyder. This guy actually reads comics before he makes movies. Even the new movie is going to be coming out because of a comic called Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow or something like that. I haven't read it personally myself. I'm not a real Supergirl fan. I'm more of a Superman guy, but still, I think it's going to be good because he's leading. He's literally the half of the studio head. Like, he's literally one of 2 studio heads there. So I hope he has almost complete control over the project. I hope he does something good, and I hope he delivers something in the same level as Superman 2025. Other than that, thank you for watching, guys. I think it's going to be good. I'm very excited for Odyssey 2. I might be reviewing the movie if I'm going to watch it in cinemas. Or I'm just going to wait it out, pirate it if I don't like the trailers. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. See you again next time. Huh? Ciao.